Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I think yesterday I made this video, and it was about Lavrov's big announcement, which is Russia plus China create global alliance to stop NATO, alternative security. So Lavrov is visiting China, and during the visit he said that, made a little statement that China and Russia will create something that I said many times before, will create a NATO alternative, which is going to be a military, economic, financial, political alternative to Al Capone's plantation. Diversity is always good, and sometimes it depends how our leader behave. We might have our lives either more controlled, or maybe to show the other side that we are better, allow us to live better and have more temporary privileges. Let's put it this way, not rights. Or they will say, in the name of protecting you, we're going to have you in the basement, my friends. So this is the video I made, I think it was yesterday. And now we have Xi Jinping, the president of China, coming out and confirming that yes, we will create an alternative option for the world against the Western hegemony, or at least attempted. Here is the article coming from South China Morning Post. China and Russia make united stand to reform West-led global system. Got it? Got it. It was obvious for a long time already, but the Americans, or the interests that control United States of America, thought that maybe they can first negotiate with Chinese, even though they were the reason why these guys got together, China and Russia, but they will never accept accountability or responsibility for their garbage actions, and they failed. Their assessment, their prognosis failed. Why? Because Russia and China got even closer together instead of these guys tried to threaten them with the United States and the financial global system. And the Chinese and the Russians know that they will be caught by the balls if they don't stick together. And there's many other countries that will join Russia and China, not because necessarily these countries are good or better, but they have the alternative already there. If you don't know what I tell you, I'm going to bomb the shit out of you. Basically, this is Al Capone's way. Remember, United States of America, unfortunately, decreased in such a way that its diplomacy is based on 4 tools. The US diplomacy has 4 tools in the little toolbox, very little toolbox, which are, as I said, threats. So if you don't do what I want you to do, I'm not going to try and persuade you. I want to persuade you like this, with threats. Then we're going to be blackmail, bop, 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 boop, boop, boop. Then it's going to be a little regime change, right? And then it's going to be straight bombardment. These are the US's, unfortunately, in the past 30-some years, since 1991. These guys, or we, because they represent us, had the chance to show the world that we are that shiny house on the hill, spreading light and freedom, democracy to all the countries. But when we, in our name, democracy and freedom, was spread to Iraq, and we, in our virtuosity, or virtue signaling, bombarded Yugoslavia, sovereign country, without any mandate from United Nations, then it showed what kind of Al Capone plantation that Pax Americana means. Therefore, the countries who saw, or the countries who are or were involved in this garbage say, everything but that. These guys promised me so far, through their behavior, they invaded Ukraine. Why? All right. We don't know why. Because NATO moved too close to Russia. Russia has interests, as the United States of America has. So China and Russia have pledged to defend a multipolar world, jointly condemning West-led bloc confrontation in talks in Beijing on Tuesday. Got that? That's all you need to know right here. So they condemn the bloc confrontation and jointly condemn both of them, and they will defend a multipolar world. They don't want to say bipolar, because supposedly there's going to be some unaligned countries, if they will be allowed to survive as unallied. I think unaligned. I think they will be just caught by the balls by both sides. It's not going to be like during the so-called Cold War, unaligned countries. They're going to be aligned. They're going to align them right this and right that. You'll see. You'll see. In a meeting with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, Chinese President Xi Jinping said China was willing to increase strategic coordination with Russia within multilateral frameworks to, and I'm quoting, promote reform in the global system. You see how nice these guys talk? Not blackmail, threats, regime change, actually, threats, blackmail, regime change, and bombardments. You can say, well, they're weasels. That's called diplomacy here. Anyway, like the Americans, they take your money nicely and legally. In Romania, it was differently. Bang, bang, that's how they got your money. All right, and I'm quoting right now. China has always attached great importance to the development of Sino-Russian relations and is willing to work with Russia to intensify bilateral communication, strengthen multilateral strategic coordination in the BRICS group in Shanghai Cooperation Organization, demonstrate greater responsibility, unite the global South countries, Africa, and promote reform of the global governance system. Quoted Xi as saying. You got that? So on the foundations, as I said, BRICS, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and I would say Road and Belt Initiative, that's are the foundation of their new club. They don't call it anyway, in any way, they don't give it a name yet, but I don't think they are too interested in that. It's not like this guy's a Desert Storm, Iraqi freedom operation, I don't know, sucking this and sucking that. No. So what do you think, my friends? Reform global governance system. So the world is governed in a certain way, and these guys will reform it. So it's going to be governed in a different way. Does it mean United Nations? Within United Nations? United Nations, I think, is dead. Is that why? Look what's going on in East Mediterranean Sea. Put it mildly, hint, hint. Nobody moves. And the same thing, if one of these guys, the big players, say no, then the rest are just done, and, you know, therefore some genocide occurred there, and some people just voted against for, but someone vetoed it. It's not like that. And since these two poles are moving further away for the moment, the United Nations will have, I don't listen to you, I'm going to veto everything you say, and I'm going to do the same thing to you. So that means the countries in the middle, in between or underneath, they're going to be pounded real hard in any hole they got. So, my friends, I think it's clear that China and Russia, this also confirms the creation of the second alliance, an alternative to the beautiful Pax Americana. These guys fucked it up for us. And when they give you a warning, oh, don't travel to those countries, it's not because you did something or I did something. It's because these guys' policies in the name of those interests, someone, somewhere, and they, during those policies and actions, they had some things committed over there. I know, like in Iraq, I know 500,000 children. Remember Madeleine Albright-Stein? Remember her? Yeah. Like now we have Blinkenstein. Same shit. Anyway, remember when she was interviewed in 60 Minutes, I think, and Miss Secretary of State, do you think that because of the sanctions you guys imposed against Iraq, about 500,000 children died? Do you think it's worth it? That's what she fucking Albright-Stein said. Yes, I think it's worth it. It's not her people. And her people, I'm not meaning America right here. Anyway, my friends, here it is. These guys, and then don't travel in that area. Those 500,000 children had parents, maybe sisters that grew up to do what? If they watch that video, what do you think they will say? And then you see them burning shit and say, oh my God, that's awful. Johnny, you're not going to go to soccer today. Yeah, cuckoo heads. And then you're going to have these guys. Why do they hate us? I think they hate our freedom. That's the freedom you're talking about? That's the former Secretary of State who died, I think, a year ago or 2 years ago. And what? God called her up there, said, you did enough damage here. Come up here, so we're gonna, I don't know. So, what happened? We still revere her. Oh my God, Madeleine Albright. Ooh, Madeleine Albright Library. For that statement, put that and others that we, oh my God, Second World War, look at that. She said, is worth it. Children. All right. Who was that who said, can't remember right now, who said, but I'm not going to go into that right now. Screw it. I already said too much for YouTube. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, and look for the truth and be just.